You fellers must be the owners of this establishment.
That's right. And you are?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're breaking down the factors that make Ryan Coogler's vampire horror bonanza Sinners a bloody good time, and why it's been resonating with audiences.
We gonna kill every last one of you.
It's a victory for big-budget original filmmaking.
I've been all over this world. I've seen men die.
While the considerable success that Sinners has enjoyed at the box office is certainly reason to celebrate for star Michael B. Jordan and director Coogler, it's not the only one. Perhaps the most notable thing about Sinners is that unlike the vast number of films that Hollywood pumps out these days, it's not based on any pre-existing source material.
Hey, brother. Be careful. I will.
Sinners went hard right out of the gate, beating projections to earn $48 million in its opening weekend. The success of Coogler's film, attributed largely to overwhelming positive reviews and glowing word of mouth, hopefully serves as a message to Hollywood that audiences are hungry for smart, rule-breaking blockbuster cinema.
With all the things that I've seen, I ain't ever seen no demons.
Thoughtful reflections on issues of race.
Let me in, man! Some weird shit going on out here!
We'll get into the specifics of Sinners' plot a little later on. For now, though, just know that race factors into the film's story in a subtle but major fashion. Coogler's film probes 1930s racial politics in a way that feels true to the time, but also thematically relevant in 2025.
You keep dancing with the devil. One day he's gonna follow you home.
We'll avoid spoilers, but we'll just say that Sinners might take multiple viewings to fully set in, as it defies storytelling conventions that audiences are used to. Sure, the vampires are ostensibly the movie's bad guys, but they're sympathetically presented as a symptom of a larger problem. That problem? The notion that racism hurts all of us through its ripple effects.
This world already left you for dead. I can save you from your fate.
You don't need no saving.
Yes, you do.
And you are?
I am your way out.
Stunning cinematography.
What you come back for?
You throwing a big event tonight?
Your money come with blood.
All money come with blood, baby.
Autumn Durald Arkapaw, the cinematographer who shot Sinners and previously worked with Coogler on 2022's Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, is quite literally responsible for bringing the Oscar-nominated director's vision to life. Durald Arkapaw's pitch-perfect portrayal of the Mississippi Delta in the 1930s is painted in deep blue and fiery orange, as well as impressive, action-packed long takes.
Listen here. This ain't no house party. Y'all ready to drink? Y'all ready to sweat till y'all stank?
You want some?
Becoming the first female director of photography to shoot in IMAX, Durald Arkapaw mused in an IndieWire interview that, quote, "You're watching a movie through the most beautiful of lenses, and then when you step into the IMAX world, it almost feels like a look behind the curtain and into the soul of the character."
We've been gone a long time. We back now.
You twins?
Nah, we cousins.
It gets things historically right.
There are legends of people with the gift of making music so true. It can conjure spirits from the past and the future.
No, we're not saying that bloodthirsty vampires actually terrorized the Deep South almost 100 years ago. While Jordan's identical twin characters never existed in reality, the film is remarkably true to its setting and time period. Said Richard Brody for The New Yorker, quote, "Clarksdale calls itself the birthplace of the blues and is also the site of the crossroads where, around 1930, Robert Johnson supposedly sold his soul to the devil in exchange for supreme guitar artistry."
This gift can bring fame and fortune.
Will somebody take me in your eyes?
But it also can pierce the veil between life and death.
Other elements of Sinners that find their roots in history are the depiction of black chain gang prisoners, life for black Americans under the era's racist and oppressive Jim Crow laws, and the presence of the Mississippi Delta Chinese community, who have lived in the region since the late 1800s.
The Chinese came to the Delta to kind of fill the niche of freed labor. They worked in the fields. They were kind of brought over under the guise that they would be wealthy from doing this, be able to send money back to their families, and they realized really quickly, though, that that was not what was going to happen.
It's a celebration of music through the ages.
You know, this film is about many things, but it's also kind of about a guitarist, you know, at his heart, in a specific guitar, a specific type of guitar, but it's also about the blues, you know, the Delta blues came out of the Mississippi Delta region. Film set in Clarksdale in 1932.
If you've seen Sinners, you know that it's an unabashed love letter to generations of black music. Coogler and his frequent collaborator Ludwig Göransson strove for not only accuracy, but for a sense of organic authenticity. The latter outlined the challenge of coordinating the film's score and soundtrack as asking, quote, what did it really sound like back then? How do we make the audience today feel like they're hearing something fresh yet true to the time?
I think what I associated blues with was sadness, slow, dreary. You know, like in older things, like you know. So it wasn't something that I was keen to seek out, not understanding, you know, what it really was.
Coogler sent Göransson contemporary music from the period, particularly bluesmen Robert Johnson and Tommy Johnson, for a crash course in 30s American music. As such, their efforts paid off, and Sinners effectively depicts music as a spiritual, transcendental, unifying force.
Everything that those guys talk about, the crossroads, life after death, you know, seeing death around the corner, where my dog's at, or you know, like everything that they talking about, that idea of being haunted by the supernatural, you know what I mean?
It's masterful genre mélange.
We got us a problem now.
What the hell going on?
Oh, we heard tale of a party.
Audiences who walked into Sinners may have been expecting a straightforward vampire shoot-'em-up. And for action fans, don't worry, it more than delivers on that front. That said, the film's successful, almost seamless blending of disparate genres is a huge part of its broad crossover appeal.
I don't believe in magic. Ghosts, demons. Just power.
In fact, the vampire storyline doesn't even really get going until a significant amount of the film's runtime has elapsed, not unlike Robert Rodriguez's 1996 cult classic From Dusk Till Dawn. Before that point, though, Sinners is a stirring, often very funny crime drama that reckons with the idea of where one's home truly is.
I didn't mean to scare you. Thought y'all done forgot about me in here. Come on, open the door, let me on out of here. Stay. It's you? Of course it's me, open the door.
That ain't your brother.
Much like the vampires it depicts, Sinners is more than meets the eye.
What y'all doing? Just step aside and let me on in now.
Why you need him to do that? You big and strong enough to push past us?
Well, that wouldn't be too polite now, would it, Miss Annie?
It probably goes without saying, but Sinners is not your everyday blockbuster. Every frame of Ryan Coogler's film is imbued with intricate symbolism and deep meaning, not unlike the director's elevation of the superhero genre with the Black Panther films. Sinners turns Miles Caton's character's guitar into a lightning rod for Black history and spirituality, illustrating the power that music holds for Coogler.
I had the opportunity to work with Randy Boland, who is an incredible guitarist, and he kind of taught me the fundamentals of the blues style. So every week I would go to Philly. I would travel to Philly on the Amtrak, and we would go to a studio and we would practice. And so once I got to start filming, I kind of had it down pat.
Consider also the fact that Sinners sticks closely to the well-established lore of vampirism. Specifically, that the film's bloodsuckers explicitly need to be invited into the sacred black space that is Jordan's character's juke joint. Raising questions of identity, legacy, and tradition, Sinners will stick in your mind after you've seen it, and with good reason.
Why you can't just walk your big ass up in here without an invite, huh? Go ahead. Admit to it.
Admit to what?
That you dead.
So you listening to this?
A twisty plot that keeps audiences guessing.
We gonna kill every last one of you.
Although Sinners marks Ryan Coogler's first original project following years of big-budget filmmaking on films like Creed and the Black Panther movies, you would never know it. The director's screenplay for Sinners tracks the exploits of twin brothers and First World War veterans Smoke and Stack Moore in 1932.
You fellers must be the owners of this establishment.
That's right. And you are?
We just came here to play. Here, I'll show you.
The siblings, having decided to forsake working for the Chicago outfit, head home to Clarksdale, Mississippi, where they confront the demons of their past and decide to start anew. Recruiting a motley crew of their former friends, associates, and even ex-lovers to start a juke joint, that's about as far as we can get before venturing into spoiler territory.
You wouldn't mind us coming in now, would you? We hungry as dogs.
Woof, woof.
The performances of its star-studded cast. It's not terribly surprising to assume that following Coogler's record of box office success with groundbreaking projects, any project he works on is a hot ticket for actors. That was no less true in the case of Sinners. You already know that his longtime collaborator Michael B. Jordan portrays Smoke and Stack in a remarkable dual performance. Joining him are Hailee Steinfeld as Stack's spurned ex-lover and Skin star Jack O'Connell as Remick, the film's vampiric villain. Also appearing, crucially, are up-and-coming stars Wunmi Masaku as Smoke's estranged wife Annie, and the Batman's Jamie Lawson as a singer at the twins' juke joint. Rounding out the cast are Little Big Shots breakout Miles Caton as Sammy, the twins' meek cousin, and veteran character actor Delroy Lindo as Delta Slim, an eccentric local pianist. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Ryan Coogler's ambitious directorial vision.
We got a brilliant visual effects department, man. Our head of VFX, Michael Rowley, and our VFX producer, James Alexander, had developed a lot of excellent technologies for us, man. But a lot of times, it actually is Michael on the other side of him. We were filming things twice using a technology called a techno dolly, where we'll do repeat passes.
Of course, none of what we've talked about in our video today would be possible without Ryan Coogler. While the director's creativity is obviously the fuel that powers the hellfire of Sinners, what's almost more notable is the conditions under which he was able to make the film.
Looking for a movie to do, you know, after Panther, I wanted to do something original. I wanted to do something only I can make. So I got into this as a love letter to him. And when I started to research it, I realized that there's an argument to be made that Delta blues music is America's most important contribution to global popular culture. That music is in everything that we listen to, it's in everything that we like today.
In a deal that was almost completely unprecedented for modern-day filmmakers, Coogler managed to wrangle final cut privilege, ownership of Sinners after 25 years, and first dollar gross, meaning that he'll receive a percentage of his movie's box office revenue. So, not only is the fact that Sinners is an original blockbuster notable in 2025, but even more impressive is Coogler getting a major studio to acquiesce to those conditions. Whatever his next project is, you can bet that his fans will turn out in droves.
The past is not like as far back as you think it is. Yeah. As a black person, it's really like frightening, but also like fortifying to understand these things. And yeah, bro, like writing this movie, bro, I felt like so close to my uncle and my grandpa I never met, and my you know what I mean? Like,
have you seen Sinners? If so, what was your favorite part? Be sure to let us know in the comments below.